Look at the opening line of the Constitution for the world's most populous nation. It completely bypasses the standard practice of declaring a single name. Instead, it legally recognizes two distinct titles side by side. India, that is Bharat. Most modern countries operate on a simple premise: fixed, permanent borders and a single historical title recognized by everyone. But for thousands of years on this specific landmass, the political boundaries continually shifted. As a result, the people living there, and the travelers visiting, identified it using many different names over the millennia. To understand why the modern Constitution requires a dual identity, we have to look at the history of the subcontinent through two entirely separate lenses: the view from the people living inside it and the view from the outside world. Before human beings even began naming this space, its physical geography set it apart. It is a massive, incredibly diverse landmass, essentially physically isolated from the rest of the Asian continent. To the north, it is sealed off by the towering wall of the Himalayas, and to the south, east, and west, it is entirely locked in by vast stretches of open ocean. These severe natural boundaries acted like a physical container. They ensured that despite the immense diversity of the ancient tribes living within those walls, they would organically develop a shared geographic identity over time. So, how did those internal inhabitants define themselves? In the Rig Veda, people in the northwest called their region Sapta Sindhava, land of 7 rivers. As geographic awareness expanded, the Mahabharata recognized regions from Kashmir down to Kerala. To describe this massive homeland, they used a unifying term, Bharatvarsha, country of the Bharatas. Other internal names were used concurrently. Around 250 BCE, Emperor Ashoka famously referred to the entire subcontinent as Jambudvipa, or the island of the Jamun tree. The Vishnu Purana explicitly defined this homeland as the physical space lying north of the ocean and south of the Himalayas. A conscious, unified internal identity existed thousands of years before the concept of a modern nation-state. Now, let's flip the perspective. How did the rest of the world see this land when they arrived for trade, conquest, or education? Almost anyone approaching from the west had to cross a massive physical hurdle, the mighty Sindhu River. Persians altered the river Sindhu into Hind and Hindu. Greeks borrowed these, dropping the H to form Indoi and Indike, which evolved into India. Scholars from China named this land of Buddha after the same river, calling it Yindu. Every major international title, including the later Persian adaptation, Hindustan, originated from a single Western river. The outside world defined a nation by the boundary they had to cross to get there, which brings us back to the present day and that unusual opening line of the Constitution. The word India operates as the official acknowledgement of the outside view, a massive history of global connectivity, defined by the millions of travelers, scholars, and merchants who crossed the Sindhu River. The word Bharat honors the inside view. It captures the deep, continuous internal memory, rooted in the indigenous texts and the people who actually lived between the mountains and the sea. For a civilization that has existed for millennia, a single name falls short. It requires both an internal and an external title to accurately tell the complete story of its existence.